We recording? Okay. Hey guys, Mike Ferrossi coming to you today with a different kind of video. I've always envisioned Mikey Town, this little brand with the tagline mortgage, real estate, and other stuff to encompass, it's fairly business centric in the mortgage and real estate industries. But I really wanted to toss other stuff in there because I don't want real life to be excluded by definition. That's just silly because real life comes first. Mortgage, real estate, business, that's just kind of what we do as a part of our overall lives. And this topic definitely falls into the other stuff category. Today we're going to talk about my best friend. Best friend Zeus. That's him, right there. He's a German Shepherd, 10 years old, purebred, beautiful boy. And every night around 9 o'clock in the evening, he saunters over to the couch where I'm sitting and most likely watching a baseball game or something. Sits down in front of me, stares, and lets out a little bit of a whine. And that's how I know it's time for a walk. And we go on our nightly walk. We get out for half hour to 45 minutes every single night without fail. He lives for it. I love it. That's the majority of our time together, just me and him. He's a great family dog, but that's mine and his special time together. And last night, during our 9 o'clock walk, we were attacked by a loose pit bull. Now, I say that it was a loose pit bull because it was, not because I try to paint pit bulls in bad light. I love pit bulls. They got the biggest smiles on the planet. They're fantastic dogs. This was the result of one dog, mainly one dog owner. No breed is inherently bad. No dog, I believe, is inherently bad. In the hands of the right person, any dog can be trained and turned around, and if they're lucky enough to have a good home from a small age, that dog will grow up knowing nothing but love and will be a fantastic companion. This dog, however, poor doggy that it was not that lucky. I looked up out of my peripheral, and by the time I saw it, it was about 20 feet away, coming out of a dimly lit street. This black dog. And dogs can cover quite a bit of distance in 20 feet. We never saw it coming. He went after my dog, got a hold of his rear stomach area pretty good. I did my best to fight him off. Again, did my best. I couldn't prevent all injury, unfortunately. Luckily, the other dog was wearing a choke chain type of collar, so I was able to finally get a handle on him and separate the dogs and all of that. But not before damage has been done. Zeus is okay. He is okay now. He was not okay when I was laying with him on the sidewalk and putting a compress on his side to try to stop the bleeding. He was not okay when I was in the back of a small SUV with him going to an emergency vet that was 15 minutes away. But all the time I say that he was not okay, knowing that he was probably more okay than I was. I got a couple little gashes too, but all heal. Just a flesh wound, right? This was tough. I'm more shook up than I thought I would be. I'm a pretty cool customer. I don't over or underreact to much. Not a roller coaster rider, if that makes any sense. Kind of an even keel type of guy. But after the emergency surgery that was finally successful, got the good news phone call at about midnight 30, thank the Lord. After all of that was done and I knew that he was going to be able to come home the next day, which was this morning, he's home now, he's sleeping in the other room, recovering well. The doctors were very happy. I started to reflect on everything, and it was a situation, man. It was a real thing. was hard for me to see and to go through. It was a first-hand experience of some real intent to harm. And obviously this isn't human on human stuff, but I mean, if anybody's seen a true dog fight, that stuff is vicious, especially if your dog in the fight, so to speak, bad pun, sorry, but I'm leaving it in. Especially if yours is the one who's on leash and on the defensive and just trying to keep themselves safe and unharmed and alive. The vet bills were not cheap. Credit cards were run up. After it's all paid off with interest, they'll probably cost 10 times more than the amount we actually charged on the cards to get it all done. But it's worth every penny. Money's just a thing. I feel it should be mentioned because it's a factor. And all because somebody couldn't keep their dog in their house. This person happened to drive down the street, supposedly looking for their dog. I'm not going to get into a description of the person or the vehicle or anything, but they hollered out the window, "Is your dog okay? Did he attack your dog?" I said, "Yeah." "Are they okay?" I said, "I don't know. There's a lot of blood. It's a dimly lit street. It doesn't look good." And that person's response was to open the door, let that dog jump in the car, look at me, and say, "That's it. Dog's going to the pound. It shouldn't do that." And then drive off. And I feel terrible for that dog. That dog doesn't deserve to go to the pound. That dog just needs to be on a leash and looked after and shown a little bit of love. Why are people blaming the dog? The dog is a reflection of the owner, and given the quickness that owner fled the scene without even caring if me or my dog were going to be okay, it seems that dog hasn't been lucky enough to spend a good amount of time in a loving household and being shown the attention and treatment that it deserves. So I feel bad for the dog, and I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for the human, because there are a lot of really poor humans out there. And you see it a lot. You see the keyboard jockeys and the people getting caught on camera. And the people spewing anger, hate, and violence on the Twitter and all the social medias. We all see it. And make sure I'm still recording. I'm going for longer than I thought. Memory card's not full, so I guess closing thoughts and what I took away from the whole thing. When looking back on all of it, it may be applicable to everyone's daily life. Me and Zeus are going to be okay. That's the important part. The other big important part is that in that moment, as I'm fighting and battling another dog for my dog's safety, and screaming for anybody who would have been around, I saw a person out of the corner of my eye. I thought that person was the dog's owner. Turns out I was yelling and screaming at them for no reason because they were just kind of hanging out on their porch. But as I was yelling and screaming for that person to come over and get their dog, other people came out of their homes. Other people I've never seen before. Sure, we all live in the same neighborhood, but I was a few blocks away from my house. I've never seen these people before. A very nice gentleman and his son came out of the house running over with towels and a bottle of peroxide so I could help clean Zeus's wounds and apply compress to help the bleeding. Two angelic young females came over from across the street, asked if everybody was okay, asked for a few details about the story, and before I knew it, one of them was on the phone with an emergency vet 15 minutes away, giving them all the details and getting that vet ready to see us before I could even get a hold of my wife and daughter to come pick us up and take us there. So while it's easy to focus on the bad, and it's oh so easy to focus on the bad, that person shouldn't have mistreated their dog. That person should have had them on a leash. And if they were inside, you gotta look after them more closely and make sure they stay inside if they're a threat to run. But in that moment, the outpouring of selflessness that came without even asking was shocking to me. And I guess it was just a reminder that for every one crap human who's putting out all that negativity, there's 4 or 5 really good at heart selfless ones who are quietly but constantly trying to help clean up that mess. That's all. No edits on this video. You guys are going to get it raw. This was a one taker. It's not normal for me. But happy holiday weekend, everybody. To a healthy September. And to a quick and speedy post-op recovery for my pup in the other room. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one.